campus. It's called Temple of Zeus, kind of in line with the classical theme we have in the building so tall. Obviously right now it's weekend, so not a lot of students are here. But it is a bit like the Hunger Games, getting a table to eat here. It's a very popular study space. Also, once you get past this wall, you can see that the building we're in right now is technically Klarman Hall. It's attached to Goldwin Smith, which used to end where we see that, and that's why we have this cool up this hill right now. As you may have noticed, or if you haven't noticed yet, you'll come to see Ithaca is very hilly, which is a nice section to talk about transportation on campus. One very common way to get around campus is via our TCAP bus system. You'll notice there are bus stops all along the street, and these buses don't just service the Cornell campus, but also the greater Ithaca area. They make it super convenient to get away from campus on the weekends, go to the commons, or also just get a bus if you're running a bit late to class. These buses are free to all first-year students and all Cornell students after 5 p.m. and on the weekends. The second way students like to get around is biking. As we come up on this academic classroom, you'll see there's a bike rack outside, which is pretty common across all of campus. Additionally, all dormitories do have bike lockers. Students keep your valuable space from the picture. Additionally, you can have a car from your first year on campus if that is something that you'd be interested in. I will say it's not super common to have a car, but if that's something you would like, you can. That being said, the most common way to get around is walking, and that is because Cornell's campus is so walkable. Once you're on Central Campus, which is where we are right now, any academic building will only be about a 15-minute walk from another. That is super easy to get to and from classes. Additionally, the registrar takes this into consideration when making the class schedule. You'll never have a class that ends when another starts. So you'll never be running across campus. We like to say at Cornell, you can tell how long someone has been here based on the size of their calves, just because of all the walking you will do around campus. Finally, when it comes to getting to Cornell, we do have the Ithaca Tompkins International Airport, which is about 10 minutes away from here. Don't let the international disease fool you though. That is because of the bi-weekly flight to Canada. But additionally, about an hour away, there's the Syracuse Airport, which is where I fly through when I come to Cornell, that services a wider variety of destinations. And then there are buses through Cornell that can take you from these airports to campus, which make it easy to get to campus, even though it is fairly remote. Over here is the Space Sciences building. It is home to some famous Cornell professors and Cornell alums, one of which is Carl Sagan, who worked in the Space Sciences building and greatly developed research on campus. One famous alum who spent a lot of time with the Department of Astronomy was none other than middle school science teacher Bill Nye. Bill Nye was a Cornellian. He graduated from the engineering school, and he was pretty involved during his time on campus, and still is today. About 2 years he was back on campus celebrate the 50th year anniversary of the Ultimate Frisbee team, which he founded during his time on campus. Additionally, Bill and I will guest lecture in the astronomy department, specifically in the Intro to Astronomy class. Because of this, it is the most attended class on campus, because he will not say when he's coming. You don't want to be absent the day Bill and I comes to teach. Right now, we are coming onto Bailey Plaza, and we can pause at any of these benches over here for a rest. Feel free to take a seat if you like. We'll be here for about 5 minutes. You get some extra credit by filling out a survey, which I've done in my site classes in the past. In the food sciences department, this involvement might be a little more fun. It might look like going to the sensory deprivation lab and trying mac and cheese and giving a feedback for some extra credit as well. So that's a really fun, low-key way to get involved in research on campus. The second way to get involved in research is by working directly with a professor on their own research experiments. Virtually every professor you see walking around campus is doing research of some kind, and that makes it really easy to approach professors that you've really clicked with in person, or get matched with professors online who are studying something that you might be interested in. The third way to do research is by doing your own senior year honors thesis. This of course will happen your senior year. You'll be paired with a faculty advisor who will help you write and conduct your own research project, write your own thesis, which allows you to graduate with distinction when you graduate. Right now we are on Bailey Plaza, which is home to Bailey Hall. It is a lecture space. It's a lecture hall and a performance space on campus. Bailey holds about 1,000 students, which is quite large for a lecture hall. Only about 3 to 4 classes are typically held in Bailey, and those are human bonding, intro to psych, in addition to other classes. And the reason why these classes are so popular is because a few years back, some Cornell professors were on a list of the best US professors. And then when enrollment increased, Cornell did not want to stop people from taking these classes, which is why they're in Bailey Hall. But even though Cornell is a relatively large school with about 16,000 undergrads, classes on campus are really small relative to the population. About 95% of classes are under 100 students, 85% are under 50 students, and 75% are under 30 students. From my first semester on campus, my smallest class was about 6 people. Which was something I really appreciated coming to Cornell. My high school was quite small. I graduated with about 50 other people. And so I initially thought I would want to go to a school that was smaller, and I was a little concerned about the size of Cornell. But I found it to be a really good size socially and academically. We have a lot of small classes that allow you to get to know professors very well, which I think is really valuable during your undergrad experience. Also, as I mentioned, Bailey Hall is a performance space. It's a good place to go to get a break from academics. Historically, we've had artists like Bob Dylan and Billy Joel come to play at Bailey Hall. This past semester on campus, college ghosts from SNL came to campus and did a comedy show. Ken Carson did a concert. So these are really fun opportunities for students to get a break from academics and just hang out with friends. So right now, we can pause for Q&A. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.